Hi, this is Jaguar Journey. Today I'm talking about 5 types of reoccurring dreams that you could be experiencing if you are a chosen one. There's probably so many more that could be listed here today, but these are just the 5 main ones that I've personally experienced and which I think people will resonate with. These are reoccurring dreams are basically also dreams that you keep having throughout your life. So you could have them in childhood or also, throughout adulthood. And when I say chosen one, that just means that you have been invited by God or spirit, whatever you believe, to break curses, fight for justice, set people free through healing and speaking the truth over them, and basically doing good work on this planet. Have you ever had a dream that you were being chased by something malevolent or evil or scary? Because I have. I started having reoccurring dreams of being chased by something evil after my first spiritual awakening in 2007. It was because I wasn't answering the call God had for my life. I wasn't asking Him what He wanted me to do, and I wasn't listening either. And I noticed every time I started having these types of dreams, it was because I was out of alignment for the purpose that God had in my life. And I really need to recalibrate and kind of change directions in a way. So if you are having dreams of being chased by something scary or evil, I would tell you, one, that you've got a big freaking destiny and there are spiritual forces that would love to stop this for you. And two, you haven't really stepped into your power and authority yet to really understand your destiny and step into it. So this just needs deeper exploration. That's what I found in my own life. It was, I really had to understand, who I was and the power that I carried spiritually. I would invite you to do deeper exploration on this, and it's going to be different for each one of you. Of course, if you want me to do some sort of intuitive dream interpretation for you, where you provide details about a dream that you keep having, and I can offer my services for you for that. My email's in the description. But I can tell you that it's scary because, a lot of times with these types of dreams, you're being asked to step into a destiny or purpose that doesn't really feel safe for you, right? Like if you might hate public speaking and you might be called to really be, a public speaker. You might have a gift for it that would change and transform people's lives. It's things like this. It's often stepping into parts of ourselves that we're not comfortable in showing up in the world in. It's not going to be safe and it's not going to be in your comfort zone, and it's much bigger than what you saw yourself doing. So these types of dreams are given to us to get more in touch with our destiny and God's calling on our life. Okay, another common dream that chosen ones receive is that someone is trying to break into their house. This is a spiritual warfare type dream, and it says a lot of things about you. One thing it says is that you have enemies, spiritual or physical. They do want to attack you, and I'm not talking necessarily about people, but it could be that. Sometimes it's about beliefs that we hold on to about ourselves that get planted in our minds about ourselves, about the world, and that are just simply untrue. These are lies. Sometimes it's curses that we grew up with, ancestrally. These things can be affecting our lives as well. And it could be something someone says or someone trying to, monitor or spy on you, right? Entering your house. To clarify, dreams of homes, that the home itself often represents our lives and our very souls. So you are being called to protect your soul. You're being warned to stay alert, stay watchful, stay in a place of prayer, and whatever rituals you do to protect yourself so you can avoid these attacks. You definitely want to kind of up your psychic protection, right? And that might look differently for different people. For me, that looks like a lot of prayer and fasting. Yeah, if you have those type of dreams, that's a great thing to do. And I wanted to say one more thing about breaking and entering dreams into your home. If someone does get into your home, and you're uh, just know that you're stepping into your spiritual authority and power when you can just speak to them and tell them to leave. And I've had dreams where I did that, and really you're being called to that. If whatever that lie or belief or attack, whatever it is, gets into your home, right, in the dream, you can say, leave, right? So that's really an invitation to kind of step into knowing your authority and your power. And I've had dreams where people almost get in and I slam the door in their face and lock it shut. And those are very powerful dreams as well, because you're being alerted and you're responding in time and everything. So I hope that's helpful. Now, another type of dream you might have if you're a chosen one is you might dream of angels. Angels often appear in dreams in human form, but with their faces just out of your line of sight. So their face might look kind of blurred, like the faces in this picture, right? You can't really distinguish what they look like. And that's really because angels don't want to call attention to themselves in your dreams, or even normally, right? They're messengers. They're here to deliver messages or bring healing, or they're on an assignment from God. So, in a dream, and for me, it looked like, maybe an angel shouting out something to protect me in a dream, but they're kind of standing in the back, right? And their face is blurred, and you can't really see exactly who this is, but you know that they are a force there to protect you and to speak the truth. So, those are the kind of dreams I've had with angels. I could never get a completely clear picture of them, unfortunately. But yeah, this is part of the reason for that is that angels actually don't want to be worshipped. They want to come to do the work of a messenger, right? So they don't want to draw heavy attention to themselves. They want to complete their assignments, and so much of that work is protecting the life of a chosen one. Okay, and I don't want to spend too much time on this. I don't love talking about demons, but the truth is, if you are a chosen one, you will have dreams where demons show up in them, and are there to attack you or want to speak to you or threaten you in some way. Just remember, you have authority over these forces. You can tell them to leave you alone for good. And they only are attacking you and coming for you because you have a high calling on your life. So just remember that. I've had so many different kinds of dreams, uh, of demons attacking me in my sleep, and then the sleep paralysis that goes with that. But really, you overcome that just by knowing who you are, loving yourself, setting healthy boundaries, and stepping into your purpose as well. And all of that does help protect you. Um, Okay, lastly, one recurring dream that you might also have as a chosen one is that of rescuing children or teens or women that are vulnerable in some way. You might have dreams where you're bringing emotional or physical healing. So I remember having dreams speaking to groups of teens, sharing my story of overcoming addictions, and they're all listening, and you can see that it's really making an impact on them, right? So you're bringing emotional healing in some way. Or you might literally be dreaming about rescuing children out of very dangerous situations, such as trafficking. Now, not every chosen one is going to have dreams like that, but I've seen a common theme of this happen where people have these kind of dreams where they're rescuing the children out of dangerous and violent situations. And know that you're doing really heavy, intense spiritual work through even while you're sleeping, right? And you're having these dreams to really pray for these children, to pray for whoever you're helping, and know that those prayers are answered, or they're being answered, right? Even if you're not, say, working in the anti-trafficking field or doing this boots on the ground work, you're doing very important work in the spiritual realm. And could also look like you're with people where you're providing physical healing in some way, or like I said, emotional healing. These kind of dreams really truly signify that you are God's chosen one. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope this was helpful to you. If you want a dream interpretation, I'm happy to help with that. It's intuitive. And what I do is I pray over your dreams, and then I'll provide an interpretation in writing. So yeah, happy to help with that. Just reach out via email, and that's in the description. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye.